Well, welcome. This is Rocky Romero with Peers on Demand, and it's my pleasure to introduce Jacque Zoccoli. She's a Peers member. She's also a Peers chair and also has her own business. So thank you, Jacque, for joining us and welcome.
Thank you. I thank you so much, Rocky. This is a great opportunity to actually talk to you for a while. We do a lot of email real well.
Yes, exactly. And maybe we could start off right away. I wonder if you could share a little bit about your business, where you're at now, and where you're heading for 2018.
Well, my business has pretty much exploded into a new direction. I've always had a desire to do things internationally and to work with all different cultures ever since I was in the Peace Corps in the 60s in Liberia. And as I went through the corporate world and then eventually started my own business in desktop publishing, and then went into networking as a business, getting people together has always been my sweet spot. I love to be the catalyst for spontaneous combustion, to be able to connect people to profitable alliances and then show them how to work together to make them profitable and to make them word of mouth. And the part of the story that's new is that I'm doing it even more internationally, hopefully in 196 countries, with peace ambassadors existing there and being able to connect people worldwide by cause or by a specific sphere of influence. So I've really kind of jumped up to a different notch and yet am still doing personal coaching and helping people in both the millennial age of entrepreneurs as well as the baby boomers who are trying to create a better ending to their life, and to those that are really starting all over when people told them I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and it wasn't their life. So transitioning as well.
Very nicely. So you spoke a little bit about maybe your ideal client. I wonder if you could share and be specific. Who is your ideal client? Who is it that you would want to work with?
Well, ideally, it's someone who's a little confused about where they're going. And typically, that's where my clarity from chaos section or session helps them to figure that out. It might be women who are starting over. It might be an entrepreneur who's starting out and is so confused by the networking process and they have no clue how to approach it. I love to work with those people because they're just green and they want to learn and they know the downside and all they want's the upside. So I'm more than happy to supply the sunshine that gets them to the other side, and to watch them grow is really fun.
It is fun, and it's exciting to work with people, be able to be part of their business and watch them grow and expand. So I wonder if you could think of maybe one of your clients, if you had a client that had tremendous success by working with you, without mentioning names. I'm wondering what is the value that they receive by working with you?
Well, one example was this week when I had planned a meeting with someone who was going to help me in creating this new millennial group that I'm forming. And she sat down and we were about ready to start the meeting. And I said, Lori, I said, tell me what's happening in your world. Well, an hour and a half later, we essentially lost the meeting completely. And I helped her to sort out her life, to look. No one listens. She looked at me and she says, no one ever listens to me. I'm all alone in getting this business going. I have no clue exactly what's right or wrong or where I really want to go. So I love to be able to do that. And she says, you brought so much clarity. You've looked at it. And that's what I do from a distance. I look at where you are. I see what's out there and what people are buying, or people that are in that field or alliances to you, and say, why don't you try? And then at that point, someone pops into my mind that, I mean, it's almost channeling, essentially. I hate to say that. It sounds too spiritual for some people, but it just pops right into my mind. Well, they need to meet so and so, or that this is the perfect person for them. So it's just amazing how that works. It worked for me just recently when I was on the lift going to the airport. As crazy as it was, and he's not a client yet, but I know he will be. within 5 minutes, I had uncovered 6 people who could help him in his project in the environment, in water, in solar. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." And I said, "Well, pay attention. That's what I do. I love to connect you to people that make it more profitable for you."
Wow, that's phenomenal. And certainly the world is made up of business because people were able to connect in the first place. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, what you're doing is tremendous for the world. So, Jackie, I'm curious if someone wanted to get a hold of you, how could they do that? How can they best reach you, or what's the best way to do that?
Well, my website is Network Builders, that's with an S, Network Builders Arizona, all spelled out.com. The best, however, is probably to email me, and that's JACQUE at networkbuildersarizona.com. I respond to emails probably more than the website, and you could text me, and that would be 480-708-1557. Refer.com also has all of my perspectives on it. So those are the basic ways.
Perfect. Very good. So I really want to thank you for participating on this brief interview. I certainly look forward to continuing our relationship. And I do want to recognize you for the value that you bring, not just to me, but to the world by
Thank you.
really reaching out and making connections.